Okay, everybody, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Against the Public for January 16th. Hope everyone's having a profitable week. We look to have a massive week so we can have a lot of bankroll for this weekend. Another incredible week. Actually, another incredible 4 days coming up with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Of course, you got your national championship game on Monday. Very excited about that. It's 5 o'clock on the 15th, so every record we talk about on the show will be reflective of that time. Congratulations to All Access members. Once again, they're now on a 42-25 run, 63% winners, plus 1,485 units, 48-29 run on our totals, 62% winners. It's over the last 77 games. So an incredible run on totals and a really good run overall. So congratulations to everybody that's been able to take advantage of that. Wednesday, I had 8 plays on my All Access card. We look to improve on 61% overall winners over the last 7 days, plus 1,446 units. That's good for the number one spot on Pickdawgz.com. Hit that link below. See how we did on Wednesday. Today we're going to go back to the NBA 4-year free winner. Before we do that, I just want to give you an idea. If you're thinking about becoming an All Access member, or you are already, here's what you're looking at on your Thursday card. Basketball, college basketball is back. A 51-game schedule in college hoops. I'll be focused on 3 of those games. We'll start things off. I like to start it off early. Stony Brook and Delaware, 3:30 Eastern. Check that, 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Pacific. We'll start it off with that game. We'll have 3 big plays in college hoops. College hoops customers, if you've been with me, you know what a run we've been on. 44-24, 65% winners, plus 1,907 units, including 19-7 on our totals, plus 1,436 units. To break it down just a little bit further, and I won't do this for everything, but just for college basketball, because we've been on such a run. Over the last 7 days, we've cashed 67% college hoops winners. That's number one amongst cappers with at least 20 plays at Pickdawgz.com, and 60% winners over the last 30 days, plus 1,645 units. 56% overall winners this season, just under 2,000 units won. So make sure you get involved. If you haven't already, NBA shaping up to be a normal 3-game card. We'll start things off with Indiana and Detroit, 58% winners in the NBA over the last 7 days, and we'll finish that off with 3 in the NHL. Likely to be Florida and Detroit, but that's subject to change because of goaltending information. So all records, all plays, always documented up at Pickdawgz.com. We have 9 games in all, so thank you. Today we have all games, 9 games in all today, so thank you so much to everybody who got involved, including an avalanche of 30-day customers. So thank you so much to everybody who got involved for the next 30 days. And of course, there's only one way to get involved for the next year, and you could do that for just $4.11 a day. You could join my All Access Pass, my annual pass, and will take you from this time today to this time next year for one low price of just $4.11 a day. Okay, let's get to your free winner. We head to the nation's capital, where the 19-20 Phoenix Suns take on the 6-32 Washington Wizards. Suns are 13-25-1 ATS this year. Slight 1-game lead to the under. They have won 4 of 5 straight up and won 3-1 in their last 5 against the number. They're coming off that 5-point loss against the Atlanta Hawks as a 2.5-point favorite. We'll talk about that game in a second. The Wizards are 14-23-1 ATS. They have a 1-game lead, 1-game lean to the over this season. They've lost 7 straight games, straight up 5 of 7 against a number. And of course, they're coming off that 14-point loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Our customers got a really good number on this, so we cashed a ticket. Some did, some didn't. It climbed as high as 14.5. So somebody had the Wizards plus 14.5. So that was, we'll officially make that a Wizards cover against the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they need all the help they can get. Big news out of Phoenix today, of course, the acquisition of Nick Richards for draft picks in exchange for Josh Okogie. Richards is a 7-footer. He's going to put a massive Band-Aid on a position that has been a weak point of the team this year. This is not going to fix the Suns whatsoever, but I think it is going to fix them in one aspect, and that is in the locker room. This is a locker room that needed some new blood. You talk to people that were on the inside after that Atlanta game, and they will tell you that that locker room, it doesn't feel good. The locker room culture is not good with the Phoenix Suns. So now you add Richards, who might change it, or he might conform to it. We'll see what happens. But nonetheless, that Phoenix Suns team is not in a good place right now. And this was a good time for them. Well, probably one game too late, but this was a good time for them to make this move right before the deadline. And of course, we saw this team give up 20 offensive boards. They've done that 3 times over the last 8 games. And unfortunately for them, I don't think we're going to see Richards play in this game against the Wizards. We're going to see the same problems, at least for one game, against the team that they should handle. But nonetheless, that Band-Aid that they just acquired will likely not play against the Washington Wizards. Things are so bad in D.C. right now. The only thing that insiders have to talk about when it comes to the Wizards is whether or not the NBA should expand their All-Star game policy and have one representative from each team play in the All-Star game, which I guess really comes down to whether or not you cover a team that is not very good and would not have a representative. Maybe Jordan Poole, granted he's averaging over 21 points a game. He can make a case for actually being there this year. But most years, the Wizards would be hard pressed to find a representative. So that's the major, the major talk today amongst the Washington Wizards media members, and of course talking about Sarr and whether or not he should be considered as somebody who should be in the running for the Rookie of the Year. I don't think that's going to happen at all. So anyway, the Wizards still have their same problems as they've had for many years, and the facts are this: they're by far the worst defensive basketball team in the NBA. They were the worst defensive basketball team in the NBA last year. They've only improved on that by 0.4 of a point. They have allowed almost 2 full points more than the next closest team in the Chicago Bulls. And they've also allowed 132 points or more in 4 of their last 7 games. I like Brian Keefe. I really do. He's got some ties to Vegas. He's got a terrific track record of development. But I just think that this is an organization that you cannot fix with 1 or 2 moves or a coach coming in. Ted Leonsis has got to clean house and clean up this organization's culture. And really, he's inherited something he didn't inherit with the Washington Capitals. So it was a little bit easier to kind of tweak the Capitals. And, of course, having Ovechkin in your lineup, that helps. But there's no Ovechkin for the Washington Wizards. This is the worst defensive basketball team in the NBA, and it's not getting any better. So we're going to go over 233.5 as your free play. Please go to pickdawgz.com, where every individual and discounted long-term pass is up there right now. My annual all-access pass is locked and loaded, just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me for Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Thursday.